The Prime Minister has once again spoken out on the big question of whether he will continue for a third term as the Prime Minister. Responding to the question, the PM has said that he is neither ruling himself in nor out. From this statement, it is clear that the Prime Minister is still in the prime ministerial race. He has left people guessing. The Prime Minister has also complimented Rahul Gandhi for his speech at the CII. He also welcomed the idea of Rahul Gandhi as Prime Minister. Where the question came of dual power centres where the Congress is concerned, he says that it's a useless debate, it is a media creation. To talk us through this breaking news, our political editor Javed Ansari on the phone line with us. Javed, on the all-important question whether he is still in the race for a third term, the Prime Minister there still throwing his hat in the ring, not saying too much.
Well, let's not forget he is still the Prime Minister of India. His party has not taken a decision. This is a question which in a way it must also be a bit embarrassing for him. When he is asked that whether you will continue. If he says no, I will not continue, that would create a situation of its own. If he says no, I don't welcome the idea of Rahul Gandhi, then that would have created a situation on his own. So the Prime Minister was asked an obvious question, and it's a reply which anybody else in his position would have given. He just decided to be to be honest and straight about it and play safe.
On the issue of dual power centres, Javed, the Prime Minister has said that it's a redundant debate and it is a hype created by the media. But the question of Digvijay Singh, he's the one who started the debate. So publicly, is it a rap on the wrist of Digvijay Singh?
No, the Prime Minister believes, and as does the Congress party, that this debate is not in the interest. This is a debate that the BJP first initiated from the very beginning, that Mr. Gandhi would be an extra constitutional power and that Dr. Manmohan Singh was merely holding fort. And they've tried to hammer away at this, saying that the real power does not lie with the Prime Minister, it lies at Janpad. And therefore it is in the party's interest, in the government's interest, in the Prime Minister's interest to refute it. And while Digvijay Singh may have had a point of view, it may have what it has done is that it's given a fill-up to the BJP's allegations, and that's why both party and Prime Minister have been quick to refute this.
All right, Javed, do stay on with us. Let's bring in at this point of time Sanjay Jha from Hamara Congress. He's on the phone line with us. Mr. Jha, we appreciate you joining us at this point of time. The Prime Minister still keeping everybody guessing. Mr. Jha, can you hear us? All right, we seem to have lost our phone connection where Sanjay Jha is concerned. We're going to try and rebuild that. But before we go back to our political editor who's talking us through this breaking news, let's quickly apprise our viewers on the news that we are tracking right now. The Prime Minister was questioned by the press and has once again spoken out on the big question of whether he will continue for a third term as the Prime Minister. Responding to the question, he said that he's neither ruling himself in or out. From this statement, it is clear that the Prime Minister is still in the prime ministerial race where 2014 is concerned. Well, on the question of Rahul Gandhi's speech, he said that it was an excellent speech. He also welcomed the idea of Rahul Gandhi as Prime Minister. When he was questioned on the dual power centre issue, he said it's a useless debate, it's a media creation. Sanjay Jha from Hamara Congress is on the phone line with us. Mr. Jha, I appreciate you joining us. With this statement coming in where the Prime Minister has said that he is neither in nor out, he's still keeping people guessing.
Well, not at all. In fact, I think what he said is consistent with what the Congress party has said all the time, that the decision on who the Prime Minister is, and this has been a party tradition for several years actually, at one elections ago, you sit together and take stock of how you have fared. If it is a coalition structure and if you haven't got your own absolute majority, you sit with your coalition partners, and if you're the largest party in the coalition, you name your candidate. That's exactly what happened last time. That's what happened in 2004. Although in 2009, I think the UPA went, or the Congress party was very clear that Mr. Manmohan Singh will be the Prime Minister. But at this point also, once again, there has been a lot of talk within the party. It's a very dynamic party. Mr. Rahul Gandhi's speech, which the Prime Minister himself has said has been excellent, has been well received all over the country and abroad. So I think the Prime Minister has been very, very honest and transparent here to say, listen, he's doing a great job. I think nobody can deny that.
Right.
Rahul Gandhi is definitely an emerging leader of the future and very popular within party ranks. So the party will decide in 2014. So it is only fair that the Prime Minister doesn't make a confirmed comment on whether he is in or out, or whether Rahul Gandhi is in or out.
You know, Mr. Jha, on the issue of dual power centers, the Prime Minister said that it's a useless debate, it's a media creation. But I'm afraid, Mr. Jha, Digvijay's comment really was not a media creation.
I think the point that he's trying to make there is that Mr. Digvijay Singh is a very, very senior, respected leader of the Congress party. And, you know, in a party, everyone has a right to express their view. And there is nothing technically wrong or incorrect about a view that may be different from the larger policy or the description that the party believes in. End of day, I think the point he was not blaming the media, but perhaps saying that the matter has been exaggerated beyond normal realms of discussion.
Was it a direct rebuke to insiders and outsiders?
I don't think so. I really feel that, what he's basically been saying, the Congress has been, and now it's going to be our 10th year, and then there's a big election coming up. This is a time for various leaders to express their views in terms of what the future ought to be. And there is a lot of high expectation on optimism. So it's going to be a period. I think you are going to witness, for you, some of it may be very radical, out of the box, but, all of it helps in actually getting the party to think about the options available to you.
All right, Mr. Jha, thank you for joining us. Mr. Sanjay Jha, founder of Hamara Congress, on the phone line with us. We'll keep tracking details on that story, but let's get a closing comment at this point of time by Javed Ansari, who's on the phone line with us. Javed, so clearly, as Sanjay was pointing out, the Prime Minister really had no option but to say what he did.
Well, indeed, because let's not forget he continues to be the Prime Minister. He's yet to see out his second term. And when somebody asks him a question about whether he welcomes Rahul Gandhi, the idea of Rahul Gandhi being Prime Minister or not, what else is he expected to say except that if he had said that, no, I don't, that would have been really breaking news and sensational news. This is just, he's just stating the obvious. He's being courteous. He's being proper by saying, yes, I welcome the idea. It is. And because the party has not taken a decision either way, and therefore he's not saying anything whether he will or will not be the Prime Minister in future.
All right, Javed, thank you there for joining us. Do stay on with us. We are getting reactions thick and fast. Mr. G.V. Narasimha Rao joins us at this point of time. Mr. Rao, how do you rate what the Prime Minister just said to the media who posed these questions to him?
You see, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh stays in office mainly because of the support and confidence that he enjoys from the Gandhi family. So to expect Prime Minister to say anything other than what he said, I think would be preposterous, because he cannot stay in office without the Gandhi family asking him to stay in that office. So I don't think it's a surprising factor at all. But what he tried to do when he was abroad, throwing in the towel for another term for prime ministership, was to block any other congressmen pitching in for the same slot in a future scenario. So if it is somebody from the Gandhi family, he will have to make way for them, and anybody else gunning for it, I think he would also want to communicate to the leadership that he is also in it. He is also in the race for it.
Mr. Rao, I've been questioned about the duality where power is concerned with the Congress. The Prime Minister said that it's a redundant, useless debate, a creation of the media. But I'm afraid at this point of time, this entire debate was also triggered off by Mr. Digvijay Singh, who's very much within the Congress fold.
Correct, but the country, the people of this country, generally, everybody would more or less agree with what Digvijay Singh said, because there is nothing revealing that he said. The people of the country know that Prime Minister Manmohan Singh does not enjoy the authority of the office that he holds. He simply does not have the decision-making powers. So I think another major reason for the disenchantment with the UPA is also, and the reason for inaction and policy inertia and the complete collapse of governance is because of this duality of power sharing between the two people. And in fact, I think it would be preposterous to call it power sharing, because the Prime Minister enjoys no power or authority. The entire authority rests in the hands of
Right.
the political leadership.